Welcome to the 2010 meeting of the Sammamish City Council. It's a special meeting tonight. We have some special presentations. It's going to be a lot of fun. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Mayor Don Jarrett.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Nancy Whitten.
Here.
Councilmember Mark Cox.
Present.
Councilmember John Curley.
Present.
Councilmember John James.
Present.
Councilmember Tom O'Dell.
Present.
Councilmember Michelle Petit.
Here.
Thank you. Councilmember Curley, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with the deputy mayor.
So next is public comment, and this is an opportunity for the public to address the council. 3 minutes limit per person, or 5 minutes if representing the official position of a recognized community organization. And please state your name and address. Do we have anybody signed up? Would anybody like to address the council at this time? It wouldn't hurt parents to say what a great sports team they had. No? That's right, teams. Okay, well then we're at the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. And next we come to presentations and proclamations. And I think for that I'll go up to the rostrum there. So if the rest of the state didn't know before, they know now that Sammamish is a jock city, right? I thought we were an academic city, but I guess we're both. Good athletics goes with good mental prowess, too. Starting with Eastlake High School, we're going to have the cross-country team, the WIAA state champion girls team. And the cross-country coach here, let's see, who would that be? Come on up. Oh, here we go. Troy Anderson. Yes. Hi. Welcome.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Okay, could you give us a little story about the team and the season?
Sure.
And then introduce some of the members that are
All
here?
right. Yeah, we've got several members here. My name is Troy Anderson, Eastlake Cross Country head coach. This was our second year in a row on the girls team actually winning state, which was an outstanding accomplishment. Never an easy thing to do. And then there's actually been several articles written about how our team did it. In cross country, the scoring, it involves 7 runners running all at the same time against all their competition on the same day. So you have to have all 16 teams that qualify for state compete at the exact same day, at the exact same time. So in my mind, it's very true definition of exactly who the best team is that day. And it's one of the unique things about the sport that actually allows all the teams to compete together at the same time. And all the top 5 runners actually count for scoring. So you really need to have a very solid team that consistently can run very well. And this year, like last year, we had a great team. Unlike a lot of teams, we actually don't have any standout runner. Our number 1 runner actually was not even in the top 10 overall within the state. But because our team is a very strong team, we have a pack mentality. We have which works really well with the Wolves, actually. We work really well as a team, and so our spread between our number 1 runner coming in and our number 5 runner coming in is a very small spread. So we kept our scoring low. Cross country low score wins. Not a whole lot of sports like that, but cross country is one of them. So for the second year straight, our girls team had an outstanding season. So.
Can you call them up? Maybe we can get a
Sure,
picture.
sure. Well, everybody who's here from the cross country team, why don't you guys come up? We had
out
a
in
few
front?
that were able to come up. So
Take a picture with the coach.
okay, great. And then one of my assistant coaches, Jody's also here. So she can
Okay,
head up.
wonderful.
Blocking me.
How far is the
It's a
comp?
5-kilometer race, so 3.1 miles.
2.1 miles.
Coach, what do you guys do that in?
What's that?
What do you do that in, like 15, 20?
The top guys are in the 15s, the top girls are in the 18s and 19s.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in 1520.
We didn't get handouts this time.
Yes.
Come on, JB.
There
you go.
You guys are scheduled.
And then when are the, how many are we interviewing tonight?
All of them.
Oh, okay.
And then after you're done with them?
Now, because this is city business, we have an official proclamation here. Whereas participation in and support of sports and athletic achievement is important to our local school districts and the Sammamish City Council. And whereas participation in team sports helps develop leadership skills and tradition of excellence and good mental acuity too, I think. That's not in here. And whereas the Eastlake Girls Cross Country Team won the Washington Interscholastic Athletic Association 4A State Championship, and it should be for the second year in a row, shouldn't it? And whereas this was Eastlake, oh, here it is, was Eastlake's second consecutive cross-country state title. Very good, Madam Clerk. And whereas the success of our public high school sports teams is an example of passion, commitment to excellence, and enthusiasm embraced by the city of Sammamish, now therefore, Sammamish City Council recognizes the outstanding achievement of the coaches and student athletes of Eastlake High School. Congratulations.
And just one more brief thing, I wanted to thank the council and the city for allowing us to use your parks. Actually, our home course is at Beaver Lake Park. We love it. We run there a lot.
Oh.
We also use a lot of the trails around the area, including Soaring Eagle, which I know a portion of that has been given over to the city now. We love using
It's
those
in the
trails.
process.
And the parks, yep. And then every so often, our runners will take a nice dip when it's a hot day out at Pine Lake. So, yeah, we appreciate that greatly. So,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you. Do you run in the Beaver Lake Preserve too?
We do.
Aha. Yeah, we're getting a lot of trails in the city for you. Good. Well, next we have Skyline, and we start with the Skyline Swim Dive team. Coach Susan Simpkins and assistant coach Peter Wicklin. And assistant coach Courtney Beatty. Strength and conditioning coach Brian Blankenstein. And I think the superintendent, Steve Rasmussen, is here. Oh, there you are. Is the principal of Skyline here too? There we are. Lisa Heckman and the vice principal. Jeff McGowan and athletic director Kevin Rorick. Well, thanks for all coming. First, we have the Skyline. Susan, could you come up, and the assistant coach too? Oh, there you are. Okay. Well, Susan and Peter, can you give us the story of the swim team? Right up here.
Okay. We started off the season with 75 girls, and we train, and then we have our regular season meets, which for the first time ever, we were undefeated in our 8 meets. And our 8 regular season meets, we won our districts for the first time. And in the districts, there's 16 teams, I think. And then, of course, we won state. Out of our state, we had 23 girls qualify for districts. We had 8 individual girls qualify for state. And there's 12 events, so we had all swimmers and a diver in all but 2 of those events at state. And at state, I'm trying to do this really well, we had 2-time state champion. Andy Taylor has won state 7 times, and she, in the 200 and the 500 events, this year actually got automatic All-American times, which is a list of the top swimmers in the entire country, and she is right up there at the top of that list. Also for All-American consideration time was our 200 free relay and our 400 free relay, which Andy Taylor was a part of, Maria Volkavich, Nina Zook, and Megan O'Keefe. And they won state in those two events also. And then we had an individual swimmer, Maria, our freshman, won state in the 100 breaststroke. So with all of these accomplishments, we were able to take state. It was really cool. So, and pretty much that's it. I mean, they just,
Peter, how about a few words from the assistant coach?
I don't know what else to add to what Susan said. We had a really great season. The girls worked incredibly hard from day one. I know Susan and I, the other coaches who aren't able to make it today, we're really, really happy with the effort the girls put forth. This is actually my first year coaching the girls team, and I have to say that across the board we had a lot of talent and we had incredibly hard workers. And that's what really did it. It was a great team atmosphere the entire year, and it came together really great at state. We had a lot of All-American times. A lot of girls swam best times at state, and it was really exciting, and we're happy to bring back the first state championship for Skyline Swim and Dive.
Are the girls here? How many girls are here?
we have a couple girls here.
Okay, well, why don't we bring them up here, get a picture of them, and tell us who they are that are here.
Okay, this is Haley Taywin and Faye Burke.
Okay. Your flash isn't on.
Yeah, I know, I'm seeing it, but that flash. It's too dark with the flash. All right.
Great. I'll read the proclamation now. Now, I think we can dispense with the first couple of whereases. And we come to, whereas the Skyline Girls Swim Dive Team won the Washington Interscholastic Athletic Association 4A State Championship. And you really trounced the competition, didn't you? Yeah, good. And whereas the success of our public high school sports teams is an example of the passion, commitment to excellence, and enthusiasm embraced by the city of Sammamish, now therefore the Sammamish City Council recognizes the outstanding achievement of the coaches and student athletes at Skyline High School swim team. Congratulations. Awesome. And next is Skyline Girls Soccer. Don Brayman, head coach, are you here? Coach isn't here, huh? How about some girls from the team? The spokesperson?
Well,
Take turns.
we
Tell us
have
the story.
we have 3 of our 4 captains here, and this was our 2nd consecutive year for winning state, and we had, like, how many returning players? 11 returning players. Oh, yeah. We had a lot of returning players this year, and so we hoped that we would win state again, but there was a lot of odds stacked against us. We had kind of a target on our back, and with most teams, I know swim won undefeated, but with most teams, there's definitely rough patches, but we were able to come through it. We have our goalie here that was in all 3 of our PK, our shootouts. We came down to 3 shootouts in the state playoffs, and she got honorable mention in the Seattle Times, and then we had a lot of other, and Brittany Randall was our sweeper, and she got 2nd team in the Seattle Times as well for defender. And we had a lot of other awards acknowledged to our team this year, and so it just goes to show you there wasn't like any specific person. It was a team effort on all parts, and I'll let the other two captains say something, but I just wanted to say thank you to the Sammamish City Council for providing us with the community fields up at Skyline, because football took over the the regular stadium at Skyline, so we definitely appreciated having the community fields for soccer.
Great.
I just wanted to recognize our coaches who aren't here, and just that they are really great, and they were recognized in the state too. And also wanted to say one of the best experiences of our season, and was something we got to do. We got to go down to Oregon and play the state champions from Oregon last year and some other really great teams, and that was a good bonding experience, and that was fun to fundraise for that. And so starting from that point, it was really fun to be able to come together as a team and represent our city well and our school. So thank you.
Another way that we want to say thanks to the City Council is this year we put on a camp for younger kids, younger girls that are going to be Spartans soon. And we just help them and we coach them, so hopefully they can carry on the tradition. Yeah, that's all.
The other girls could describe the final game at state. Let's hear a little bit about the final game. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys knew this, but we had scored first, and we were trying to hold the shutout during the game, but we also got scored on, so it went into double overtime, and it was what? Issaquah. Yes, it was very intense, and both student sections were going crazy, just yelling and screaming, and both teams, you could see the hard work to try and score the winning goal, and it ended up in a PK shootout that fortunately we won, and we beat Issaquah. And yeah, it was a great success for our team.
Great. Proclamation first here. You know, it's interesting. What do you do in the wintertime? Don't you wish we had indoor soccer up here?
We have league season in winter for club soccer.
Uh-huh.
It's okay, we rough it.
You rough it, huh?
Yeah.
But you'd play indoors if we had it, huh?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That was for the benefit of the rest of the council. Okay, proclamation. Whereas, well, we'll skip the first two whereases, they're the same. Whereas the Skyline girls soccer team won the Washington Interscholastic Athletic Association 4A state championship, and whereas the success of our public high school sports teams is an example of passion, commitment to excellence, and enthusiasm embraced by the city of Sammamish, now therefore the Sammamish City Council recognizes the outstanding achievement of the coaches and student athletes of the Skyline High School girls soccer team. Congratulations. I'm curious about the swim team too, that won without a public municipal swimming pool up here. We should really have the city manager up here. He's the soccer player. Congratulations. So next is Skyline Football, and Coach Matt Taylor, are you here? Wonderful. This is getting to be an annual tradition, bringing the coach and the players up here. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
And introduce the players and tell us about the season.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about Jake and Nick since there are only two here. Jake Heaps, our starting quarterback, and he led us. the last 3 years to state championships, and has had a tremendous career. I was fortunate enough this last weekend to be invited as his head coach to go down and watch him in the Army All-American game down in San Antonio, and it was just a fantastic experience. And Jake we miss. He's leaving next week for BYU to enroll early. Nick Beauchamp, running back, and Nick had a fantastic career. Really shined in the last game and rushed for over 100 yards in our state championship game. It was a real spark plug when we needed it. And when we were going against Ferris, they were a throwing team, we were a throwing team, but we just had to be patient and knew that we could run the ball. And Nick and then Nick Washburn really provided that for us, so we could continue throughout the game and really take control of that game. But before I talk about one of the season, one thing I'll say is really cool. The girls soccer team this year, when they won state, they came over to our game, and I remember, fortunately we were up quite a bit, and I heard a cheer, and we hadn't done anything, during the game. So I turned around, and there's the girls with the trophy, and Don Brayman. We're all giving them hugs on the sidelines, and it was fantastic camaraderie amongst all of our sports programs at Skyline. And I just wanted to thank, you wouldn't be 3-time state champions or win 5 without all the support, and through our administration, our booster club, in the city, for putting those community fields is tremendous for our youth program, where we have over 350 kids in our youth program that can't wait to be Spartans. The parade, that's been a really big part of homecoming, and for that being able to continue. The madhouse that we had, with the Oaks Christian game, I know that was quite a burden on the community and the city, but it was a fantastic event. Even though we didn't win, it's something this community and these kids will never forget. I can remember coming up to school at 6 a.m., getting there early, and there's a helicopter over Eastside Catholic saying they're over Skyline for the big game. But you couldn't do any of this stuff in this program, to have 3-time state champions, and we're going to lose some kids, but we're going to be back, and we're going to challenge for a 4th, and it's going to be because of all the support. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Just as a player representing the Skyline football team, always have felt the community support, have always felt the fan support. There's nothing better being a part of this community, just the camaraderie, the support and love that we feel as players, and it just feeds into what we do in the off season and how we approach every game. It's it's really for everyone in the community and everyone that tries to represent us well and represents the city well, and we just want to do our part. And so we just want to say thank you and give our appreciation by handing you a plaque of our three-peat seasons that we've had, and then the 2 plaques for the other 2 state championships that we've also won. So thank you guys very much.
The finance department is going to have to move some of their trophies out of our case. Wow.
We'll take a couple finance off of there to put those plaques right here.
Where's Lyman?
By the way, the Oaks Christian game, my wife and I were in the first row of the bleachers behind the goalpost. That was a tough game. And speaking of helicopters, didn't Will Smith come in with his entourage by helicopter? I'm not sure where it landed, whether it had landing rights or not. But they came. It was quite an event. Here's a proclamation. Whereas participation in and support of sports and athletic achievement is important to our local school districts and the Sammamish City Council, and whereas participation in team sports help develop leadership skills and a tradition of excellence, and whereas the Skyline football team won the Washington Interscholastic Athletic Association 4A state championship, and whereas this was the 3rd consecutive state title for the football team, and whereas the success of our public high school sports teams is an example of the passion, commitment to excellence, and enthusiasm embraced by the city of Sammamish, now therefore the Sammamish City Council recognizes the outstanding achievements of the coaches and student athletes of Skyline High School. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Come on out front.
All right.
By the way, I also went to the semifinal game with Bothell down at Tacoma Dome, and that was a real thriller.
You took my seat in the Oaks Christian game. So
Yeah.
that was Mayor, before the superintendent departs from the chamber here, that Dr. Rasmussen is here, the superintendent of the Issaquah School Districts. Steve, I heard the rumors that the other schools are already sending you a letter that they're going to forfeit all the games at the beginning of the season to save themselves the hassles. And is that what's going on?
We're accepting those letters also. But I'm Steve Rasmussen, superintendent of the Issaquah School District. I'm kind of like a proud father that gets to see all of our kids, our girls and our boys, do really well. And I have to share with you that I'm getting all kinds of flack from my colleagues in the district that I came from because I prided myself in academics. And all my neighbors up there wanted to know what in the heck is going on and when did you switch, But I will have to say that along with athletics, we have one of the finest academic programs. We just won the state math contest. Not Issaquah, but Skyline High School did. So we have some really proud things that, I don't know what's in the water up here on the hill, but we're very pleased it's in the water. It's a wonderful opportunity for our kids, for our parents, for our teachers, for our administrators to work, and the teamwork we have with the district and the city gets better and better every day, and we really appreciate that. Our kids appreciate it, our teachers appreciate it, and our school board appreciates it. So thank you very much for what you do for our kids and the recognition that you provide them. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, any other comments for the good of the order? If not, the special meeting of the Sammamish City Council is adjourned.
You're more than welcome to stay, but if you want to do your homework and do your studies.
Yeah. And we'll just take a quick break here and then start the study session. And we're going to start with the interviews for the Planning Commission. And those that are interviewees are to be in the executive conference room, except our first one.